Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your brother coming right back at you to make you understand, with the hope of making you understand what you are seeing with your eyes all around you in this mad world that we're living in this upside down world that we live in. Okay? So the purpose of this video is to make you understand all of that. Okay? So here's what I'm gonna do. The purpose of this video is to connect the dots for you. And today, I will connect the dots, okay? In the preaching of this truth, because that's what the gospel means. It means good news, the delivery of good news, ladies and gentlemen. So, having said this, let us go, so that you know, the title of this video is Evolution and Abortion. How do those two connect? What does one have to do with the other one? Well, let me give you a hint. It is driven by the same spirit, which is the fallen angel spirits, the devil, the evil ones. And the Satanists know this. So I'm sure they will take pleasure in this. But I also would love to see them take pleasure in understanding that their leader lost in the beginning and will lose at the end. So how smart are you? How smart are you knowing that you are on the losing end of a battle and a war? If you know that you're going to lose, what sense would it make for you to be on that side, on the left-hand side, that being of the devil? So let me read what I just wrote to you. Then we're going to go to the books and then we're done, okay? All right. But first, let me say this. Let me wish a speedy recovery to Joe Biden. All right? Joe Biden, I wish you a speedy recovery of what you are going through right now, okay? And I mean that, but here we go. Evolution and abortion. Ladies and gentlemen, America has been worked, conditioned, and programmed and distracted to the point that she doesn't even realize that just as she has done, that has been done unto her. For she, as the second beast of the Bible, has been taken over by the very invisible hands that she has been paying homage to. The same God inscribed on her currency, which mockingly says, "In God we trust," their God, America's God, the devil. If you don't believe me, just look at the back of your dollar bills and its symbols and what it says in Latin. And her citizens are so her inhabitants and citizens are so hopelessly divided politically, ideologically, and sexual orientations, racially, that they don't see how they are being played by the system, whom they think they control with a vote, when the reality is that their votes don't count. And they cannot even have a definition from the human being that we all come out of, that they all came out of, that being a woman, a mother, a woman. They cannot even define that. Not even a Supreme Court nominee. You know that's the sign at the end for I wouldn't call America a nation, but a corporation, because she has been taken over. And given that they cannot see the obvious, much less the evil connection between the theory of evolution and abortion. In fact, here's something that Charles Darwin himself wrote. Charles Darwin himself wrote the following. Before I read it to you, let me just tell you that if he was alive today, and if he was to say, hey, I'm sorry people, I was wrong, okay? Which, by the way, has been proven, which was proven after his death, that it is all been a lie. It has been all a trick, okay? But yet, it is still being taught in the public schools. Why? Because, again, I just told you, America is the second beast. In fact, even the car where the president is being, right along with his security, with the secret agents, it's called the beast, ladies and gentlemen. Wake the hell up. This is what Charles Darwin himself wrote. If it could be demonstrated that any complex organ existed which could not possibly have been formed by numerous successive slight modifications, my theory would absolutely break down. And this, ladies and gentlemen, has been proven time and time again. So once again, but if he was alive and he was to say, hey people, I'm sorry, he would still be taught in public schools. They would think that they would call him a crazy old man. Because when people are hopelessly programmed, conditioned, worked up, it's too late. Especially when they've been emotionally exploited by political parties, religions, you name it. And influenced by the media and the entertainment industry. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say this 3 times. Racism does not exist. Racism does not exist in America or in the world. Racism does not exist. That's just a cop-out word. That's just a distraction word. Because what does exist is the following. It is, you see, what exists, the reality is that what exists transcends all of these distracting words. It is a spiritually war that is going on. So all this racially is just to divide the masses. The same thing with the abortion issues. Women have been worked, psychologically worked historically, making them believe that, hey, you don't have no powers. You're not allowed to vote. Ladies, if you are within the sound of my voice, get this. Your vote don't count, and it won't count anybody's vote. Whether you are a man or woman, it doesn't matter. The people that controls the money in our society are the ones that run the show. Whether you want to believe that, it's up to you. Okay? So whether you vote Republicans or Democrats, it doesn't make a difference. They are all being controlled by the same. In fact, let me just tell you this. Let me, riddle me this. If the Democrats, or I call them the Democrats, and then the Republican, I call them the Republic evil clans. Evil clans. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just tell you this. If they both care about the well-being of America, they will not divide the masses. But they don't like unification of the people. They don't like a united front. Because if they sense that people are united, then they know that people can go, just like it happened in Sri Lanka the other day, and exactly how it's happening in the Netherlands with the farmers. If they sense that you are all united, they would tremble in their pants, and then they would say, "Hey, if the system will crumble." But as long as they keep you divided, you go along for the ride until America is destroyed, so be it. All right, so you see, when they get to believing in the theory of evolution, then it simply justify all of our evil human nature impulses. Heck, even justify going to bed as a man and waking up as a woman, behaving like a woman and feeling like a woman and being accepted as a female entity. See, there they can identify what a woman is. You understand the game? Okay. So it really hurts me to see how humanity is being played by these demons. Okay? Which manifest themselves, of course, not spiritually, but because spiritually they cannot do anything for you. See, let me just tell you, evil spirit, like if they try to do anything to you, like scare you, whatever. Do you know that evil spirit like snakes? Snakes are actually afraid of people. All right? But if they feel threatened, like the black mamba and all of that, then they will attack. And if a spirit feels threatened, then it will try to possess you. You understand? Of course, once you give yourself to them. Anyway, once you open up the door. So it really hurts me to see how humanity is being played by these demons. Humanity is being exponentially possessed all over the world in today's society. And we go along believing the lying authorities when they live off and feast on humanity's confusions and divisions. Hence the reason they support you in all of your low, evil, human nature behavior, so they can then destroy you, for they have used their lesser magic on you, and you fell for it. Now, what is a lesser magic? Lesser magic, it just simply means that they have to show you what they are going to do before they do it. That's what means lesser magic. For instance, 9/11, before they brought the Twin Towers as a new age, as a satanic ritual back in 2001, exactly 33 years after it was built, ladies and gentlemen, and by the way, don't forget that number 33 is something that they use in Freemasonry. Those are the highest. Walt Disney himself was a 33rd degree Mason. Those are the guys on the top of the pyramid, ladies and gentlemen, Freemasonic pyramid. It is sad, really, it hurts me to see what I see. It's hard to be awakened and see humanity lending itself to being part of the walking dead. Because this whole world is a walking dead civilization and don't even know it. It's sad. And that's the purpose of this video. So that you come to the understanding that there's only one way. You cannot explain evolution, your behavior through evolution, because as I just showed you, evolution was always a lie, and it is, and it has, and it is a lie. I mean, this man was so bored out of his mind. He was bored that he got on his boat. I think it was his yacht. He called the Beagle. Charles Darwin, back in England, And he went around the world for 5 years until he got to the Galapagos, which is a paradise in terms of the wildlife, animals, you name it. It was as if he discovered America. And then he took some specimen back home, and there he wrote his first book, The Origin of Species. This whole world has been completely played by the devil, but I got to give it to the devil. Humanity has given itself up to them, to the devil. Let me give you another example. Ladies talk about their right for abortion, and this is the connection between evolution and evolution and abortion. It has always been pushed by the same evil spirit, which means, because if you look, they both stand for destruction. If you believe in abortion, like I just said, anything goes. There's nothing wrong with you being a transgender. There's nothing wrong for you killing, robbing, being a homosexual, being a lesbian, being a binary. Okay? Lying to your parents, being disobedient to your parents. Because after all, it's the survival of the fittest. I believe in science. I believe in abortion. I believe in evolution. So there you go. Evolution equals destruction of life. Abortion, that's what it's all about. Interrupting the miraculous process of life in a woman's womb. And I love how they try to justify an abortion. Abortion, ladies and gentlemen, they use two things. When the mother's life is in danger, or when a young girl has been raped and actually has become pregnant. But ladies and gentlemen, check this out. You cannot have the cake and eat it too. You cannot create the conditions that will make you a rape victim, or you cannot live a life, self-destructing life, especially in the food that you eat, and you won't have any complications. And then you say, well, I gotta have an abortion because my life is in danger. Let me give you another example. If this whole world was living like it's gonna be, living under God's reign, under God's ruling and following the 10 Commandments, let me ask you this. Do you think that there be any rape? Let me answer that for you. No. Let me ask you another question. Do you think a woman who is pregnant will be sick? The answer is a bigger no. So people want to live how the hell they want, doing as thou's willed, which is written in the Satanic Bible, which is called the Book of the Law, which was written by Aleister Crowley, which, by the way, most people in the entertainment industry, that's their Bible, that's their holy Bible, okay? So you're gonna have the cake and eat it too. You gotta live the right way before God, and you won't be raped, and you won't be sick. You understand? So don't give me this mumbo jumbo about your right. What about the kid's rights that cannot defend himself? And by the way, now that I have proven to you that evolution was just a satanic game playing on you, which have been so attacked to the human conscience that they cannot even take it away from the kids' schools, public school. You understand? Not even Catholic school, but there's no surprise there because the Roman Catholic Church is the second beast of the Bible. There's no denying that either. So please, you cannot have the cake and eat it too. Well, Ruben, what about the people that have been raped? What about incest? Well, again, I ask you the same thing. Would incest be allowed in a now you want to be all like holy than thou, huh? See how you want to switch back and forth? Incest was allowed in human history in the beginnings before the Ten Commandments. In Moses, in the Messianic law under Moses, incest was completely against the law because now we have 10 commandments. Before it wasn't. God allowed it because humanity needed to what? Humanity needed to multiply. You understand? In fact, woman came out of a man's rib. You want to believe in evolution? Please, by all means, be my freaking guest. But don't say that you wasn't told otherwise. Don't go before God in the judgment which is coming soon upon this earth. But few things need to happen first, because the time of the Gentiles needs to be fulfilled. And who are the Gentiles? This Edomite system that we are living under, which are the people that are in power, came out of Esau. Okay? So Esau is the end of the world. And out of this system, not of the world, not of the earth, but of this system, because God is going to come to clean house. This is his house. He just have been loaned to the devil to see who is really going to be on God's side. Now you understand why this path is lonely and why we are being attacked, we are being observed, we are being really looked on. You understand? Ladies and gentlemen, please. Come out of her. Stop believing the lie. Okay? So don't try to justify the unjustifiable. See, when a society start killing its babies, its newborn, straight in the womb, do we deserve life? But yet we are so ridiculous and so clownish beyond belief that we want to study life on other planets, even though there are no planets, even though men never went to the moon, but yet we believe the lie. We have believed so many lies that, hey, we think that everything is real, when everything on this earth is a lie. Everything. Tell me something that is truth. Oh, that you and I exist? Yes. Under this twisted reality and perception of reality? Yes. Does your vote count? No. Do drugs save you from diseases? No, they merely treat it. They don't go to the root because it's not in their best interest. In fact, drugs open the doors to demons. That's why they have side effects. In fact, the word drugs came out of the word from pharmakia, from the Greek word pharmakia, which means sorcery. Ladies and gentlemen, please. I'm not here. I don't ask you for anything. Do you see me asking you for anything? No. Do you see me selling anything to you? No. So why do you think I'm doing this? Because every time we do something is to get some benefit out of it. And I should know, because I used to be a door-to-door salesman many years ago. I also used to be a drug dealer. And I did time in jail. And now I work for the government. How do you explain that? You understand? Because it is what you're doing now that counts. Not what you did in the past. That's garbage to me. I already flushed that thing down the toilet. Is how I can help my fellow human being now to better their life. And this is what I do here. This is the reason for my videos here. America is like a turkey, ladies and gentlemen. America is almost done. And she's about to be devoured and eaten by the demons that she has been worshiping. In God we trust. In God we freaking trust, which is inscribed on the money. Really? Which God? Not my God. Not the one that created the heavens and the earth. Not the one that I fast to. Not the one that I pray to. Not the one that I have a relationship with. Not the one that I ask him to forgive me. To forgive my sins. Because we sin every day. We are sinners. To the day God comes. So ladies and gentlemen, please. Let us go to the book and then I'm done. So you see, I want you to understand. So this lady, you ladies talk about your right. But what about the rights of the newborn? What about the rights of the many African American kids that were killed thanks to, and you're going to see a video, thanks to Margaret Sanger. You're going to see a video that I'm going to send talking about her. And making you understand what eugenics is. Okay? I'm not pro-life, I'm not pro-abortion. I'm just pro-God, the one that created life. Okay? And the one that created life don't want life to be destroyed. Straight up and down, plain and simple, period. I give it to you straight from the hip. So there it is. Now, let me read this to you. Proverbs chapter 14, verse 12. There is a way which seemeth right unto man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. There you go. No matter which way to go. Which way you want to go? Abortion? Which way you want to go? Evolution? It all leads to the same thing. It's like joining a gang, a mafia. You join a gang or a mafia, it's blood in, blood out. You understand? Now, let me clear something for you, because I forgot to say this the last time. Somebody sent me a question. One of my last video, I forgot which one it was. And Isaiah chapter 13, verse, behold, I will stir up the meat. Okay? So Isaiah chapter 13, verse 17. Behold, I will stir up the meat against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Now, the question is, who are the meat? Well, the meats are Medo-Persia. And who came out of Medo-Persia? Iran. And the Middle Eastern nations will come after America. In fact, they are being allowed. We are helping them now. And knowing how ungrateful human beings are, these people will turn against America. Okay? America is being good for her own destruction, because as by design she's being destroyed. She's about to be done. She's like a turkey ready to be eaten by the devil. And by the way, America is not a nation, but it is a corporation. Get it straight, ladies and gentlemen. Now you may say, well, Ruben, who is America? Where's America mentioned in the Bible? Well, chapter 13, verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. And he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. 12. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwelt therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And then 13, and I'm done. I stop at 13. And he doth great wonder, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. Now, let me just explain this to you real quick. At the time of America was coming up, Rome didn't have any power. Yeah, the Roman Catholic Church was completely destroyed by Napoleon Bonaparte. Okay? In 1798, she was done. And she stopped being the powerful, she stopped being the powerful, the devil's bride for exactly 131 years. Because in the year of 1929, that's when she regained in the Lateran Treaty, which was pushed by Mussolini in Italy. Ladies and gentlemen, in 1929, it was signed. Now, how was that man killed? Him and his wife, Mussolini, they were both killed upside down. When you help the devil, ladies and gentlemen, the devil will make a mockery out of you and will kill you because he owns you. I'm telling you, he's having a fist right now. He's making our brothers out there, African American, going to stores and stealing and breaking the 10 commandments, so that this way, and the system is supporting them, so from LA to New York to Chicago, so this way they can, by supporting them, this way they are breaking God's commandment, and then they will have the right to destroy them at the end. You understand, it is a game. That's why Chicago, ladies and gentlemen, is being ruled by who? By a lesbian, a mayor, Lightfoot. Then you have another one in Washington, D.C. that now is saying, well, we like the immigrants at first, but now, man, we're just getting overwhelmed because Texas is sending all of them to Washington. See, it's all a game. Ladies and gentlemen, please. America is done. That's why this old man was put in. Okay? Who is sick now? Again, Joe Biden. Okay? And don't be surprised if Kamala Harris take over. Don't be surprised. Because remember, these people do everything by design. You got to understand how the system works. You got to understand how the enemy thinks. Because if you know, see, if you know yourself 50% of the time, then you will win 50% of the time. If you know your enemy 50% of the time, and then you will beat the enemy 50% of the time. But if you know yourself 50% of the time and the enemy 50% of the time, then you will always, 100%, you put those two together, you will always win, but only before God. Because God is the one that's going to fight the spiritual battle for you. You are the one that's fighting the physical battle. We are our own worst enemy, and we have proven it. May God bless you. This is all I have for you. Do not forget the links that I will send you, because I prove my cases here. In terms of human babies being sacrificed to the gods, it's still going on. It has always been going on. You all take care, my brothers and sisters. And remember, I do this out of love.